With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is Rants and Raves with Gary K.
Hey everyone, this is Gary K, and it is time for another pre-InfoComm edition of my Rants and Raves videocast. As we count down to InfoComm, I'm joined by John Henkel. Hey, John is the Director of Marketing for NETGEAR AV. John, how are you?
I'm doing great, Gary. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. And I think a couple of things I want to talk about. Number one, I know that you're going to have, the products that you brought at ISE will be at InfoComm, and we'll talk about some wireless access point because wireless is becoming a bigger deal, and how you can help the whole AV industry. But I want to highlight a couple of education sessions that you're doing. Laurent is going to do the How to Design an AV over IP Network session Wednesday, June 12th at 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. It's a 2-hour session. Definitely worth going. The whole industry is moving AV over IP. And if you don't know anything about AV over IP yet, don't know how to get in it, want to know the ins and outs, Laurent Meja is the guy to tell you. So I'd like to mention that session, John. But also you are leading a session, AV over IP and network controlled video walls, the evolution of control rooms. That's Thursday at 8:30. That's another 2-hour session. What will I learn when I go to that? Because, it's interesting that control rooms are not just for security anymore or the government or military. We're seeing them in social media management. We're also seeing in software and IT departments. Mm-hmm. What will I learn by going?
Well, you'll learn that they are not just the same as you might think, to put it. So we have a range of people, which is great, from other manufacturers to people who are installing these control rooms around the world. What we're going to talk about is the way that the equipment is different. What needs to be used for control room setting may be different than a commercial AV application. I think those are things people don't always realize, right? There's a different level of security, different operational awareness you have to have, and situational awareness. So those are the things we're going to talk about. We're going to go through some case studies on some of those. There was really one, we were talking about it the other day. There's a great one. We're going to talk about where they went back to the original control room and upgraded everything to AV over IP. So
they used all the same infrastructure from a display standpoint and just changed the back end to AV over IP.
I think they just changed the displays as well, because displays are different these days too. So I think this one dated back many years ago. So they really needed to update the equipment. So that's the thing. It's such a huge growing market, as you say. So there are some differences in doing a conference room, let's say, versus a control room. And these are the things we're going to talk about.
Well, some AV over IP systems support multi-viewer and some don't. So I would guess if you're doing a video wall, you need to go to one that supports multi-viewer or not.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Because control room, you're going to have your desktop monitor, and those have grown bigger and bigger. So you can do multi-viewer on your desktop, but also the video wall as well. I come from history working for RGB Spectrum for a number of years too, where we made multi-viewers and view walls, and other manufacturers will be on this panel as well at Barco. So there's lots of opportunity for multi-viewers, but also just windowed processing on the video wall versus and multiple displays at once. So not just multiple windows on a single display, but multiple displays. And these are all concepts we'll talk about.
Okay, good. All right. So we were talking offline before the session, and it's amazing how NETGEAR has really infiltrated our market. I mean that in the most positive way. You're going to have something like 150 booths that'll be using NETGEAR stuff to drive all their content. It must make you feel good because you've been there since almost the very beginning.
Yeah, it's about 4.5 years now, Gary, to be honest. And myself and a few others started about the same time. And that's one of the first things we did, because we had like a 10 by 10 booth, I think, first, or 10 by 20 even, tiny. Yeah. Yet our reach across the show floor was so much bigger. So that's the first thing I decided. Let's make sure people know behind a bunch of these booths. So it's just grown exponentially. Overall, we have like 250 of these manufacturing partners who make other endpoints and stuff. And then at the show, of course, it's one of the biggest shows for us, like 110, 120 people. So you'll see the Powered by NETGEAR signs all over, because we really are powering the booths, not just their equipment for the show, but also their booth equipment and their own Wi-Fi and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that's what's cool about it, is that you're doing the data and the video. And that's the power of AV over IP. So you're going to be in the West Hall in 809. That's where most of the display companies are going to be. It's a perfect location to be. I saw what you had at ISC. Of course, you can watch those videos by going to ravepubs.com/ISE, and you can see the videos we shot at ISE. And there you introduced a new access point. You've updated your 4250 series. What can we expect at InfoComm 2024 next month?
It is kind of more of the same for sure. So that new access point, WBE, that means it's Wi-Fi 7 technology, the latest you can get. WBE 758, the actual number. Come by the booth. It's actually smaller than some of our other Wi-Fi 6 access points. We've been able to shrink it down, which is great. I had some people come up at NAB and say, I just bought some of these large ones. Can I get the new small one? Yes, you can. And we have another one as well coming out. I'm not sure if I can talk about that just yet, but stop by the booth.
Yeah, you got to tease it a little bit. Reason to go by the booth. So,
Yeah.
so how big are these access points, these wireless access physically?
I have one here. The latest one, the 758, is like this big or so.
Okay.
That's square.
Have you ever thought about building one with a MiFi inside of it as well?
I don't know if the team has thought about that. They're considering everything. So I'll ask them about that. That's your point.
Yeah.
The MiFi we're talking about, the mobile hotspot, mobile routers, huge category for us. It's kind of one of our consumer devices, but in businesses, of course, use it all the time. You guys are going to use that.
I travel with it. Yeah, we use it. Yeah. And you have an external antenna for it. It's a great product. Highly recommend it. What's the model number of the one I have? I know I have the latest version. What is it?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry, Gary.
I'm putting up a picture of it right now because it's great because it has this little antenna thing that you can put on there to increase the range. And instead of paying for hotel Wi-Fi, you get much better data. And what's neat about it is it'll work on all the different data platforms, so you can decide which one is working best.
Yeah, we have an unlocked version. We have one for Verizon and AT&T. So.
Yeah, I have the unlocked version. So, but anyway, you're in W809, but sign up for those sessions. You can go directly to that registration by clicking on the name of the session below. And of course, don't forget to stop by booth W809 and check out all the NETGEAR stuff. And by the way, something I should go out with, John, is if you don't know anything about AV over IP, don't know all the things that NETGEAR can help you with, they'll even design the systems for you free of charge. They'll do that as part of their Pro AV services team. All you got to do is go to netgear.com/AV.
AV, that's the best place. But Gary, that team will be at the show floor as well because they're going to hook up our booth. But we'll have Nicole and Alex and Derek and Stefan. I forget who else. I'm going to leave somebody out. They'll all be there at the show. They'll do some demos for you on Engage software and talk about your network and everything. It's a great team. We get along so well, and they're super knowledgeable. So
very knowledgeable, very helpful. They've helped me before, and it's free. Like, can't beat that. Can't beat free.
Nope, not at all.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Don't forget, all of our InfoComm coverage is easy to find. It's ravepubs.com/InfoComm. And we're already putting up news stories on all the new products that are out there. A few videos up there, but that's where everything will be that we do at the show. So just bookmark it. Thanks for joining us, John. You have a great day.
Thank you, too.
With Rants and rAVes, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is Rants and rAVes.